Hello, everybody. Can y'all hear me? I'm in my basement here in front of the great whiteboard. We got the PVC pipe, the whiteboard. All is good. I shaved, I showered, changed my underwear. It's a good life, man. It's a good life. No Pablo tonight, Will. I don't think Pablo will be joining us because he's upstairs with Charlotte there, and Charlotte's going up to our bedroom, which is two floors up. So, yeah, there's my man Tom. All right, Jeremy's here. Sean, DB Douglas from Minnesota, Timothy Smith from Wyoming, and Kevin's from Florida, and Will is talking about bringing Pablo on. Yeah, so welcome aboard. Jeremy let us know he's here, so we can all get started. Then. So we saw Georgia whip up on Florida, so that was pretty good. University of Georgia beat Florida. We saw Oklahoma get beat by. We got Allen Smetana. Christopher from San Francisco. Damn, Chris, you're in San Francisco. Why would you ever do that to yourself? Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yakima, Washington. Marie's from PA, Penn State, I think, won today, did they not? There's Bob Fielding. What's up, Bob? In Arkansas. Jeremy, you still here in Augusta, or are you back in Maine now? What's going on? We got Pulverizer. Tax are pretty meh. Hopefully Josh goes off on a tirade about something or another and keeps things entertaining. How dare you? Fort Worth, Texas. Hello, Josh. God bless you too, William Sullivan. West Michigan. Tammy Joe. I was in West Michigan. A couple weeks ago. You're in Augusta. All right, Jeremy's still in Augusta. We got Iowa, Vikings. We know the Fort Worth, Texas. Whiteboard times, Denise. Denise likes seeing DB Douglas say, "Go Packers." You'll be here for a year. So, okay, gotcha, right on. Because Denise is a cheesehead or whatever. Where's my man? What the hell is his name, man? I'm drawing a blank. I forgot, but he always says cheesehead lover. Lenny from Rhode Island. What's your definition of retirement? My definition of retirement, I don't know what we're talking about. Liberty on the moon. Right on. Liberty on the moon. Oh boy. With Finney. Did you see that thing I put on there about Finney digging it? It's not Finney, but that was pretty cool. Auburn, Alabama. Yeah, gotta love you some. Hey, Macra, Georgia. Right on. Billy Mack. Cheeseheads love flipping guy. Yeah, what the hell is that guy? Eric. That's his name. Eric. Yeah. Weird. He must have said something that offended him. I say something, even Denise, I offend her on occasion. I talked about Mandela effect, and Denise like, it's not true. There's no such thing as a Mandela effect. I said, we know there is, Denise. She goes, no. I offended Tom. Tom here, offend. Right there, my man Tom. Denise. These are big characters on the show here. If Jill shows up on time, or I guess if Jill, Marie, I offend Marie when I talk about Penn State. And then being home, LD Murray says, being home without stress is retirement. Hey, look at that. Kurt hung my boots yesterday after 41 years in the construction industry. Oh, man, look at that dog right there. That's fantastic, Kurt. There's Frenchie Mama. Frenchie. Oh, look at her. Oh, that's just great. There is a man that you just define it wrong. How dare you, Denise? How dare you? Look at that dog. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Look at Frenchie Mama's dog there, too. Oh, man. We're just watching. My wife and I, before we started, we're watching in Charlotte, my wife just gave me a thumbs up on Facebook. We're watching the first episode ever of Frasier. This is from 1993. And then because they have a new Frasier out. We always enjoy Frasier. Frasier is a fun show to watch. We're not going to pay for that stupid Paramount streaming thing. But it's too bad. I was just like, man, but anyway, just got to say, it was just funny. They had their dog, Eddie, that guy, the cops, retired cop, the dad, and his dog, Eddie. And Frasier's like, this is Eddie. And Eddie's just staring. I'm like, only a guy like Frazier could not like dogs. So anyone who doesn't like dogs is inherently like Frazier. You know what I'm saying? Because look at this. Never offended and treated. I'm just goofing you, Tom. Andrew, how dare you say you're no white guy? That's freaking double dog. How dare you? New Frazier. Yeah, that freaking Frazier's funny as hell. I just love his little just so funny, man. I'm canceling Hulu for Frazier. Work in person. So what do you do all day? Me laughing. I don't know, but I'm always busy. Yeah, right on. Right on, Marie. That's awesome. How dare you, Andrew, say you can't be offended according to the left? Yeah, I don't think people actually get offended. Like Tom and I are throwing some emails back and forth, challenging each other. It's all good, man. Retirement every day is Saturday. We have 3 Jack Russells. They are amazingly smart and loyal. I tell you, man. Cheers. Yeah, Cheers is funny. 3 Jack. You got to watch Frazier, Jeremy. Frazier is funny, man. It's just there's no other way around. I mean, yeah, we used to watch that a long time ago, but it's a good show. Jack Russells. If I had 3, I think I'd go insane. Frazier is funny when he's Sideshow Bob. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, Sideshow Bob is the best. You want to kill Bart. You want to kill Bart. And he says, no, I don't. He goes, you even got a tattoo that says die, Bart, die. This is Sideshow Bob. He goes, that's German for the Bart, the. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Hey, thanks, Monica. I have lost weight. I'm down to 180, 178, 180. Thanks. Looking fab, but your dog is looking fab too. But I have lost some weight. I'm probably going to put it back on here during the Christmas time, because Halloween's here. And so I'm eating like crazy junk food. But I have all my junk food down here so I can incentivize myself to work out. You know what I'm saying? So I come down here and I peg out on Hershey's chocolate and I work out. And I go for. I've also been revisiting my walks. So I was having a hard time going for walks. I forgot why. My back was hurt. That's what it was. And then I just let myself, just rest. And then I started going for walks. It's amazing. I probably walk 5 miles a day. Nothing fancy. Oh, I'm listening to. You guys. I was gonna email, but have you guys ever heard this book, The Historian? Oh my dude, I read this book probably 10 years or something like that. Anyway, so hold on just a second. This book right here, The Historian. Oh man, such a great book. Just is fantastic. I love it. And anyway, so on this thing called there's 2 things you can get free books. One's on like Libby. I think this is Libby. No, it's Hoopla. Hoopla is through your local library, and I think Libby is too. So there's Libby and Hoopla that you can get download stuff for free. They don't have all the books you want, all that, but in audiobooks. I always kind of eschewed audiobooks, just because generally when I'm reading a nonfiction book, I have to read and think about it, take notes and whatnot. With fiction, I can listen to, but I was kind of getting bored of listening to books because some books just didn't do it for me. And I went out of that, and then now I'm just bored of basically YouTube videos. So the only real guy I listen to anymore is Matt from Quantum of Conscious. Like just all the other stuff, I'm just bored. I go for the ebb and flows, but I'm just lately I've just been bored of the various people I listen to. I listen, Mark Dice, Turtle Boy, just a lot of guys on YouTube, Anomaly. I just don't really care about people's takes on politics. It just frankly bores me. And I do like my conspiracy videos and whatnot, but I'm just kind of bored of it. So I got back to listening to books on tape, and my wife uses Hoopla a lot. Anyone who speaks German can't be bad. Vaughn sent me an interesting little thing. I think I emailed you back, Vaughn, about with the moon landing. What was it? I can't remember. But anyway, my wife uses Hoopla a ton. Thanks, TC. We got 84 people on YouTube, the Heritage Wealth Planning, and 9 on Josh Scanlon. So if you're on the, right on, Vaughn, just want to make sure I emailed you back. If you're on the Josh Scanlon YouTube page, the vast majority on Heritage Wealth Planning. So a lot of people on Josh Scanlon, they say, I tell you, Andrew, that's exactly the same thing for me. I lose concentration. I can't do other things. But when I'm walking, I can concentrate. But I'm just sitting there, like I'll be, watching a football game. I can't, you know what I'm saying? But 100%. That's my problem so anyway, just FYI, guys, if you're on the Josh scale, I appreciate it. You can go into both places, by the way, but you don't get the running tally of the comments, the vast majority, unless they're on the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. We're on Facebook too. I got no one on Facebook right now. Oh, speaking of, hey, there's Jill. Jill says the moon landing, I'm more doubtful on that flat Earth. Yeah, right on, Jill. So Jill and I have been sending stuff, emailing back and forth too. And look, I don't know what the hell's going on in the world. I don't know. In terms of what the world is, I don't know. But can you walk, talk, and chew gum? I can. That's a 3-fer. Yes, sir, I can. But it's fun, man. I'm just inquisitive. And so Jill was emailing me about the eclipse and asking me some questions about the eclipse. And it's fun, man. But at the end of the day, so the point being is the historian, get that. It's fantastic. I love it. And that lady just wrote another book, not just, but I can't remember her name, Elizabeth Konstantinova. I love it. All right. So anyway, so going back, that's what I was going to say. So and then we got one person on Facebook now. So whoever's on Facebook, appreciate it. So I was going to start a Facebook group. I've actually missed, believe it or not, now that I'm not that big, like, look, I want the Republicans to win. I don't have any issue with that at all. I want to, hey, Watertown, New York. Look at you, man. 10th Mountain, baby. Are you in 10th right now, Patrick? So it goes on, Mark. The first on XOM, the second at the low of October 22. I didn't call the market on XOM. I've got smoked on that, TC. I got smoked on that, man. Dude, I sold X. I took my doubling on Exxon and I moved it all to UGI, and then I gave up my doubling. It's just getting like down to 20 now. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys aren't on Facebook. I get that, but there's a I get it 100%. 100%. But there are a lot of people that are still on Facebook. I called the bottom. I got you right on. I sold out too soon. Yeah, 100%, man. Dude, but I also called. I appreciate that TC sentiments, but I also called. Oh yeah, right on, Bruce. Bruce says his wife loves the historian 100%. Hey, we got Delaware in the house. No, retiring teacher soon. Right on, Patrick. But I also called bonds this year, and I've been off. I know they're not getting killed like they were last year, but I've been early on the bonds. Remember, one of the things about being a good investor is you're always going to be a little bit early. That's a fact. Right on, Patrick. You got a lot of 10th Mountain guys in there. So I'm going to this course. My wife, me, and my 2 boys are going to this course. Right on, Jill. Get rid of your mayor. We're going to a course on tracking up in right north of Chattanooga. This guy, what's the name of his? Actually, I'm going to see if and we'll get to some stuff here in just a second. I want to see if I can't find what this guy's. And this guy was some kind of, I know he's in a Ranger Brigade. I'm not sure. He's definitely a Ranger. I don't know if he's in a Ranger Brigade. He might even be special forces. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. But great guy. Met him at our solar installation. Silas is his name. That guy just crushes. And his tactical 5880 tactical. So let's just look at his website. And so it's going to be a tracking course in his property up there north of Chattanooga, 58tactical.com. And I'm taking my wife and my 2 boys to go, and it's going to be a blast. So here's his website. And we got South Mississippi. Right on, man. Right on. South Mississippi. Share screen. So this is this guy, Silas, 580 Tactical. Train as if your life depends on it. And courses. So this is pretty cool. So we're going to go concealed carry. He's got a range there, everything. Person marksmanship coaching. This guy's in Tennessee. Courses taught for your group of 2 or more. Rifle, pistol. One-on-one shooting lessons. Customized private lessons. And he's doing a tracking and awareness class. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be fun. expanded tracking class. So including this. So let's watch this. It'll be cool. So we're going. I can't wait.
Look around. Pay close attention. The forest is telling you a story. Can you hear it? Can you see it? Tracking is a game of deduction, much more than just being able to follow a set of animal tracks through the woods. Tracking is about expanding your level of awareness so you can see and understand what's happening around you. Silva tracking flashcards are designed to teach you how to recognize animal tracks, as well as how to track, how to expand your observational skills, how to track over difficult terrain, how to move silently. These cards will teach you how to read the landscape like a book, how aware you want to be, how much you want to be able to see. That's up to you. Silva tracking. Expand.
Anyway, so I can't wait to do that. It's going to be fun. So we're going next week or a week after, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So this guy's got tons of courses here: beginner pistol, concealed, beginner rifle, defensive tactical rifle course. Anyway, I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. Anyway, the point being is sometimes it's hard for introverts. I'm pretty much an introvert. I know people think, oh, you're on YouTube. You're pretty, I don't know. I'm still pretty introvert. I like my space. I like being by myself. But anyway, so this guy, but you got to sometimes break your bubble and get out there and start, meeting people. And when you do, you're going to be exactly, Denise. Yeah, it's fantastic. I can't wait, man. So you can track your own chocolate right on. Yeah, here's Margaret says with 5,000 friends. I doubt you have 5,000 friends, Margaret. But that's cool. I'm not an extrovert. No way, man. I'm an introvert. I like. Anyway, so let's see. We got some here. My man CB up in Michigan with his hot Filipino wife. Leaving northern Michigan, headed to the Philippines for 6-month baby to continue to crush with Josh. You're the man, CB. I don't care what they say. I don't care what CB from California said. I think I offended him. CB from California with my I must have said something that hurt because he was a pretty right-wing guy. Cultivating my inner introvert. It retired right on. That's cool. That's cool. Maybe you can find where you put down your keys. Jeremy says I've been doing dance classes the last few weeks. Oh, Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy's turning 57 flavors. Oh, dance classes. Actually, that's how you get the chicks, dude. You get the chicks by learning how to dance, especially if you're white, because no one expects a white guy to be able to dance. So now Jeremy's already, I don't know if he's still talking to your Filipino lady, but Jeremy's like, land navigation is fun. Compass map and Ranger beat 100%. I can't wait. So I can't wait to show my sons. So when I was in Ranger school, it was, at North Georgia, as a matter of fact. And again, I didn't pass. Hey, Rebecca. But I told this guy, Silas, I said, I probably was the most recycled guy ever. He goes, no, man, I've known people got recycled 10 times. I said, those guys got commitment. But it was cool. You're walking through the woods and they'll just point stuff out that when you think about, it's common sense, kind of like what we're going to talk about in my course here, not tonight, but it's common sense. You're like, I didn't know that. So I'll never forget, like, it's something about you're walking through the woods, and if you can start to see like openings in the not the foliage, but the tree line, that means you're on the higher ground. I'm going to screw this up, but so you're walking through the woods. If it's dark over here and you can't see the high ground, you can't see like the open in the foliage through the trees, that means you're not on high ground. But if you see the open foliage over here, that means you're on the high ground. There's something else I learned too about like, there's a place with water. I forgot what it was, but I was like, man, that is fantastic. Anyway. All right, cool. Anyway, so the point being, I was going to do my Facebook thing, how to get the chicks. You got to cook. When my dad retired, he wanted to write a book. The way to a woman's bedroom is through her kitchen. I guess it's better than to say a way to a woman's, and a woman's pants is through the kitchen. But wow, your dad's not playing around there. Eesh. Not sure. Hey, thanks, TC. I'm not sure I would do the way to the woman's bedroom is through the kitchen. Woo! I hope your dad is his wife was kosher with that. That's a little bit too much information, Margot. Anyway, so at the point, I was going to start a Facebook group because I get lots of people email me Facebook stuff. Tons of people still on Facebook. And now that I'm not all that, I frankly, after the fair and free election of 2020, I recognize, at the end of the day, the cabal is going to do what the cabal is going to do. There's nothing we can do. I mean, you can vote, you can pray, obviously, and all that. But at the end of the day, they're going to get what they want no matter what. Just like what happened in Israel. There's no other way around that. There's no way that wasn't set up to get rid of Netanyahu. You cannot convince me otherwise. They set that up to get rid of Netanyahu. There's no way those Hamas guys on paragliders were just one day just said, yeah, we're going to go through here, and with freaking, with cutting wire without anyone in the IDF or Mossad knowing. No, it didn't happen like that. They wanted to do it to get rid of Netanyahu. They're willing to sacrifice people. And the cabal, and I don't know who's the cabal. I don't know. I literally have no idea. Don't care. The cabal is evil, and they're willing to sacrifice people to advance their cause without question. And they did the same with Trump in 2020. There's no other way around it. So we got these massive influx of people coming from the border. They're going to shut the border down when they're good and ready. We're already starting to see it happen in the EU. Germany, France, and Sweden already start not just talking about deportation, but enacting deportation. They're not going to deport everyone they brought in here. They're going to deport enough to say, we're serious about it now. But now they already got their freaking foot soldiers. And the same thing's going to happen here. It's going to be Biden. It's going to be whoever it is. They're going to say, we're going to start deporting people. We got 7 million people here, from parts unknown. You're not going to deport them all. So you're going to, let's say they deport 5 million. You still got 2 million people that we don't know who they are. I mean, so they want this to happen. They're planning this to happen. And there's nothing you can do about it, man. Again, I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad Mike Johnson's in there. I got some issues with that guy. But at the end of the day, it's these guys are in charge, and it's okay. I'm okay with it. I've made my peace with the cabal, and I like living here. I like that the cabal controls things. I like that they protect property rights. I think you still need to get out of Blue County. That's what we're going to do. You got to get in a red county because that's where the sheriff is, and they're going to protect your property rights more than anything. But I'm okay with that. I made my peace. So anyway, let's see. John, he's been so bad with crime. Both parties cheating their primaries. Oh, 100% Liberty. Both parties cheating their 100%. The Republican Party, look in Georgia, dude. I mean, they didn't even want to go after Fannie Willis at all. They said, let's just let justice play its course. I said, justice isn't being, and by the way, why do I think Sidney Powell is, because people are like, Sidney Powell pleaded guilty. She pleaded guilty to misdemeanors. She keeps her law license. She pays a $5,000 fine, and that's it. And trust me, Sidney Powell knows more about the criminal justice system than that idiot of my own district attorney freaking can ever think about. The whole DA's office, Sidney Powell knows more. So, she lived to fight. She ran away to live to fight another day. That's just a fact. Jenna Ellis is a hostage situation. Have you seen her? It's like a hostage video. And all these people, they're going to rat out Trump, man. We used to think that against Clinton when they had the McDougalls and other people. We used to think about it, man. We used to think about it. That, oh my goodness, we're going to get Clinton once and for all for Susan McDougal and her husband, whatever that guy's name was. And it's like, no, these people go through they're not going to, look, are they going to throw some freaking red meat against Trump? No. Are they going to throw some, no, it's not going to happen, man. They're not going to get Trump like that. They're just not. And as such, all these left-wing guys like, oh, man, I'm telling you, I was there 30 years ago. I thought for sure we had Clinton dead to rights when they had Susan McDougal and all these people, and nothing came of it. And now I realize it's all just a big show. They're not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And Clinton won re-election. Freaking Hillary became whatever the hell that evil witch became senator and then state secretary. The whole thing. And she should have won in 2016. I hope UCLA crushes Colorado. Did USC end up winning, Celtic Spirit? Did USC end up winning? Because I saw they were losing to, I forgot who they're losing to, but I'd love it if USC lost again. Isn't it funny that Webb Hubbell, yes, right. But look at my man, Butch Tiller. Look at him. Look at Liberty. Yeah, they've been criminal activities in elections all the time. All it does is serve. And I tell you, Biden isn't in charge of anything. Now, maybe Trump was in charge of a little aspect of the federal government, not much. George W. Bush was in charge. They're all in the freaking, they're played by like at a fiddle by whoever runs the show. I don't know who it is. I mean, it's the bankers, it's the big pharma. I have no idea. Frankly, I'm kind of bored thinking about it anymore because I've made my peace. I made my peace. Like I said in my video today about proving God exists. Owen Benjamin said the best. Oh, Owen Benjamin. I'm telling you, he said it best. And Owen Pulverizer, yeah, Notre Dame killed Pitt. I saw that. Shoot. I can't. I was hoping because it's funny. USC, all of a sudden, they're saying that whoever their quarterback, who's going to be the Heisman candidate, no, easy. And now he's no good. It's crazy. I mean, it's like, oh, USC now they're talking about the guy from Florida State, and who's the other guy from Michigan, and then today Carson Beck. Man, he's just put up numbers like crazy. Man, that sucks. That sucks. Anyway, so he said today, he's like, the point is so Satan, the evil one, is so mad at God for choosing us over him that he wants to humiliate, whatever that word is, us in front of God, so that God says, yeah, you're right, Satan. I did make a mistake in choosing people over you. And Satan is going to do whatever he has to humiliate, whatever that word is, us, so that God will say, yeah, I screwed up. Now, it's never going to happen, but that's what Satan's purpose is on this world. It hit me like I've never heard a priest say this, a pastor, nothing. I said, man, that's exactly it. Satan will do whatever he has to do to convince you to humiliate yourself, so that way Satan says, see, God, you should have chose me. I get it. They don't care. They're idiots and whatnot. And humiliate. I'm having a hard time saying that today. Humiliate, yes. And so they're freaking sitting there saying, and how he does it, he appeals to Hamas, or he appeals to the anti-freaking Muslims, or it doesn't matter. Satan doesn't care. It's like in War Pigs. Satan laughing spreads his wings. He doesn't care. It's like C.S. Lewis says during World War II, drop bombs all you want. We don't care. This is not C.S. Lewis. This is Screwtape. He said, because Screwtape is educating Wormwood on how to get people to hell. He's like, oh, they're hating each other. He goes, dude, that's fine. We don't care whose side they're on. We don't care if they're German or British. We don't care. We just want them hating each other. That way they separate themselves from the Lord above. We want them to Lord below. And as such, this is what happens. So Satan's job is to humiliate us, so that way in front of God, so we turn away from God. And at some point, you get so ingrained into Satan. And look, God can do anything, but I think at some point it's awful. And I think God can do whatever he wants. Pierce your heart, he can pierce your heart. But I think at some point, God, I don't say it's like C.S. Lewis said. He goes, at some point, God says, "Thy will be done." You want to be with that guy? Thy will be done. God doesn't banish people to hell. You banish yourself. I don't know why, but people say, "Oh God, you didn't see how brilliant I was and made me a professor of archaeology, and now I'm freaking flipping French fries at McDonald's. How dare you?" And Satan's like, "Yes, come here. Look at Jeremy. It is a shame what happened in Maine. I still need to see the movie Nefarious." Thanks, Jeremy. Jeremy coming large with a $1.99. Jeremy, you're the man. When next time you get up in Maine, I'll come visit you, man, for sure. I have no desire to go back to Augusta, Georgia, by the way, none whatsoever. It's okay, but it doesn't do anything for me. Anyway, but I'm glad I went. Anyway, so that's the whole point. Satan's whole point is to humiliate us in front of God. So we turn to Satan, and then we say, "Oh yeah, Satan, he gets it. He's going to show those Muslims. He's going to show those Jews. He's going to show those Christians. He's going to show blah, 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 blah." And Satan's like, "Yeah, dude, I'll do whatever you want." Satan laughing spreads his wings. The left believes in government as God. Well, the right does too, though. Don't forget. I mean, the right is very, they just want their own kind of government. And as such, there's people think the right is all that in a bag of chips, man. I got news for you. God's beyond politics, that's for sure. Again, I will go with the right because the left is insane. Oh, by the way, I just read a great article today in Business Insider of all places. The EVs, electric vehicles, are not. Everyone's starting to say, yeah, War Pigs is freaking Black Sabbath, the best band of all time, literally the best band. Into the Void, the best freaking metal song of all time. Into the Void. Oh my goodness. And so the right, as someone was saying, I think it was Jill or somebody, maybe you, Liberty, we have our own issues with our own Republican Party. Like, oh yeah, no, we support the thing, and then they get in office, they don't. All right, so let's talk about some taxes here, because I promised this time I wouldn't go off in 30 minutes. I think that's good. So just as an FYI, here's my course. All right, so this is what we're going to talk about in my course that I'm going to work on all December. I'm not taking any clients in December. So in December, unless you're a previous client, then I'll work with you. But I'm not taking any new clients in December. So my course, this is everything you need to know about investing. Everything you need to know about investing. Yeah, it's a long title, but it works because it tells exactly what I want the course to be. Not everything there is to know about investing. I don't know everything there is to know about investing. And you shouldn't know everything there is about investing either. It's a complete waste of your time. Don't do that. But everything you need to know. So we're going to start with the types of investments: CDs, cash, CDs, money market, stocks, bonds, precious bonds. Jill had for instance, Jill, she knows investing. She knows investing probably better than 85% of the population out there, but she has questions on bonds. We're going to dive deep into bonds because I think bonds is very, very important, especially now. They're so attractive. They're so attractive. We're going to talk about precious metals. Everyone should have some precious metals. Talking to these people yesterday. So, dude, you got to have some precious metals, man. Gold and silver. Now, you don't want and everyone's like, well, where do I store my gold? I'm like, dude, you're not Fort Knox. You're not going to have these gold bars. I mean, you could, but no one's going to have a bunch of gold bars they can't store them. You're going to have gold coins, gold quarters. And when I say a quarter ounce, or gold ounces, and I like the gold quarters, and I don't like the tenth. But remember, we're holding precious metals as a bartering technique. All right, that's what we're holding precious metals for. GLD in the fund money account. Yeah, I don't. I'm not I don't like. I mean, look, as a speculation, that's fine. But I'm talking literally gold. I'm not talking about an ETF or anything like that. But if you want to speculate with that, I got no qualm with that. We're talking gold. The point of the thing. A good fireproof safe is valuable as a gold. Well, it's not as valuable, but it is very valuable for sure. But we're talking the actual asset, the actual precious metal, the coin. So silver ounces, 100%, I think it's trading, 26 right now, an ounce for silver. You can load up on a bunch of silver ounces, and you should. And you can load up on quarters. I think the quarter is about $5.20 per quarter ounce of gold, maybe $5.50, something like that. So obviously a quarter, if you take 4 quarters of gold, it's going to cost more than an ounce of gold. Well, just because it has to be divided up. That's okay. The whole point is for bartering. If you have an ounce of gold and you got to barter for some chickens, you just lost your shirt. We don't want that. So you want to have precious metals. And I haven't done it a couple of years. You want to buy about $5,000 a year. Depends on your situation that's my minimum, $5,000. It's almost like investing in a Roth IRA. Roughly $5,000 a year, you should be buying gold and precious metals. And gold and silver, that's all I care about. You can buy anything else you want. Platinum, I don't care. But gold and silver, because it's the most highly traded and desired of all the precious metals. So we're going to talk about that. Don't get a Liberty safe. I saw that. So there's a couple, no more than 10% precious metals, 100% Liberty. And Liberty said that even though he thinks he went on the moon. I mean, so look, Liberty's not, even though when it comes to the moon landing, Liberty, not that bright, but when it comes to this right here, he's right on percent on, right on. I'm just goofing here, brother. Gold. Everyone's like, Costco sold out of gold bars. I was like, are they literally selling gold bars? Like gold bars? I don't know, but you don't want a gold bar, man. How are you going to barter that thing? Come on. We want gold coins. All right, so then we're going to talk about, notice we're not talking about Bitcoin, no crypto, everything you need to know. I'm talking from right on, brother. I don't care, Liberty, you're all right by me. You're all right by me. I've lost a couple long-term subscribers. We had Al from California who really got pissed off because I said reverse mortgages are okay. Ooh, I did not talk about reverse mortgages in here. I need to add that. But he got, for some reason, got really upset with me because I say reverse mortgage is not a scam. His wife's a realtor, and I said, dude, why? It's weird to me, but whatever. CB from California, and I hope he's still around, but I haven't heard him for a while. And I think I was talking about something, and I think it ticked him off, some political thing that didn't go against the typical right-wing talking point. I think it was raising taxes. I think is what it was. So yeah, we got to raise payroll tax, man. What I'm saying. and I think it really bothered him, something like that. And then there's him, Al, and then there's another guy that I offended. Oh, the other guy about COVID. You don't understand. We're all gonna die. How dare you not take this seriously? We're all gonna die. To the moon and beyond. Penelope. Penelope crushes. I love Penelope. She kicks ass. Because I used to call her the bot, and she didn't get all offended. Gold bar for some guy. Ooh, if you guys heard this Genesis Firearms Company, oh, dude. So I was listening to this guy the other day. Owen Benjamin's interviewing him. I can't remember the name of the firm out of Idaho. And apparently they're putting what the hell was he saying? There's some kind of an AR-10 that fires 12 gauge shotgun rounds. I can't remember what he's saying, but Genesis Firearms has this like AR-10 platform or a lower or something like that fires 12 gauge rounds like rapid fire. And there's no stopping this. So they can ban out guns all they want in Maine. They can do whatever the hell they want. There's no stopping it. They can say, like, whether now saying you got to get a license to have 3D printing capability. Dude, ain't no stopping it, man. There ain't no stopping guns. It's just, we already have 400 million. It's only going to get, look, the best salesman, the two ironies of all ironic, whatever. Trump was the biggest seller of vaccines in the history of mankind. And Obama was the biggest seller of firearms in the history of mankind. Tell me that's not funny. All right. Anyway, so then we're going to talk about the difference between ETFs and mutual funds. Yeah, Glock 17, that's exactly what he said. He said Glock 17 is exactly what he said for the it was something that was new, though. I might be butchering, but is a I'm not going to say an automatic 12 gauge, but it's something like, you got to look up Genesis Firearms. I can't remember, but they're like apparently the only, it was on John Wick, the John Wick movie or something like that. And that guy got fired. He was a cop, like Boise or Coeur d'Alene or something like that. He got fired. The guy from Genesis named Cody, he got fired for not wearing the mask. He goes, I'm not going to wear the mask. You have to wear the mask. He goes, no, because the minute I have to wear the mask, then I'll have to take the jab. I'm not doing that. So they fired him. He's got a wife and a bunch of kids. He's like, oh, screw you guys. And now he started this firm called Genesis. Yeah, I know ARs, 12s, and 10s. I get that. I'm just saying it was something to do with the shotgun. Again, you'd have to look it up. But it's a relatively new thing that I guess Genesis is the only game in town. He goes, now screw that. I'm going to start Genesis Firearms or something like that. And I guess that guy's crushing, man. It's crazy. Anyways, pretty cool. Yep, Glock. Anyway, so then we're going to talk the difference between mutual funds and ETFs. We'll talk annuities and we'll talk life insurance. All right, those aren't investments. Yeah, they are. You absolutely. If your money, if you can put money in and it grows, that is an investment. There's no other way around that. That's just a fact. Then we're going to talk about types of investments. We're going to talk pre-tax, post-tax, and tax-free. Tax-free being a Roth. Notice I'm not saying life insurance tax-free here because we're not, other than talking about life insurance, that's the extent we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about how to use life insurance, nothing like that. Maybe a little bit, but we're not going to get into that. We're talking about investing your money in the typical way with a pre-tax, post-tax, and tax-free. We'll get into all that pretty thoroughly. Then we're going to talk about how to invest. We're going to talk about the different, like how you should invest first and foremost. How should you invest? In terms of risk reward, risk tolerance, all those things of that nature. We're going to get in that heavily because we're going to talk about history of I invested and I thought I was aggressive. Then 2008 came and we're going to talk. Don't laugh equals a whole life insurance policy. I don't get it. I mean, don't laugh equals, I don't understand what that means. What equals a whole life insurance policy? So we're going to talk about how you should invest. Then we're going to talk about investing while working versus investing while retiring. Two completely different strategies here, man. You're not the same investor once you retired as you were once you're working. When you're working, you got paychecks coming in to pay the bills, and you're putting money into an investment. Regardless of the investment goes up and down, you still got the money coming in. You're still putting it in, going like this, going like this, going like this. Once you're retired, not only are you not putting any more money in, you don't have any money coming in, and thus you're pulling money out. Complete different scenario. And I'm going to hammer this because you have to know, you're different. Well, Charles Schwab used to say, you're a long-term investor. You're you're a long-term investor if you're 65 years old, and thus you still should be heavy in stocks. I get the sentiments behind that, but man, it's psychologically you're not a long-term investor when you're pulling money out. Whole life policy is another. Oh, dude, I'm a huge fan of whole life, especially now. I mean, I haven't seen what the crediting rate on whole life policies are yet, if they've gone up relative to higher interest rates. But I'm a huge fan of whole life policies, as long as they're funded correctly, and most aren't because they're expensive. Is $100,000 candy bar enough? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Retired equals preservation first, and not for everybody, but growth second, 100%. And then we're going to talk about opening. We're actually going to show you how to open an account. I use Schwab. I'm going to go into opening an account, and I'm going to go into actually making a trade. Because, I kind of think about people who I, talk to on a regular basis who are somewhat intimidated by this stuff. I'm going to say, look, man, at the end of the day, now it's a lot less intimidating than it used to be. It used to be you had to talk to a guy. You know what I'm saying? Before internet. I mean, I give an example. My first thought about investing, there's a guy who's come to my bar, and he was the guy who introduced me to zero coupon bonds, and I loved him. I said, well, I didn't want to buy that. I think I wanted to buy Boston Market stock. Boston Market. I used to eat at Boston Market. So what I did is I cleaned carpets in the day, and I worked at my bar at night all the time I was going to college. And I was making bank. But I was a busy guy. And I remember, so in between in cleaning carpets, you go, you have 3 jobs a day, maybe 2 jobs a day. I can't remember, but you'd have a job, you have another job at 2 or something like that. And I'd always stop at Boston Market because I liked it. It tasted good. It was healthy. And I loved it. I thought it was good tasting, whatnot. And so I'd like to buy the stock. And then anyway, so I didn't know how to do it. So I called it, like $500, maybe $1,000 or something like that. So I called this guy who was a broker who used to come to my bar for happy hour because we had cheap pints for happy hour. And I said, and I talked to him. I said, how much? I just want to buy $1,000 of Boston Market. He goes, well, it's going to cost like $150. You should go to a discount broker. I was like, wow, okay, how do I do that? He goes, Schwab, or back then there's another discount broker. I'm drawing a blank what it was. But anyway, I said, I don't want to do that. So anyway, so I was intimidated, man. I didn't know how to do it. Right on Liberty. That's the location too, 100%. Man. That's the whole point about these things right here. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a niece. All right, so we're going to. Everyone's. I don't know what blue pilled or black pilled or whatever. Everyone's. Scott. Was it Scott Trade? No, it was before Ameritrade. I don't think it was. As I see their ads in the paper. I don't think it wasn't Ameritrade. I don't think it was Scott Trade. It was. I just can't remember. The discount broker from the late '80s, early '90s. Yeah, I can't remember. But it was not Ed Jones and Company. It was something and Company or something like that. I can't remember. All right, so let's talk taxes here. So we're going to erase all this, and then I want to kind of get into some tax thoughts. Oops, hold on a second. All right. We're going to erase all this. So I just, let's just get all this out of the way. Point. And I can't wait to get this course done because I make money, obviously. But part 2 is I think it can be helpful to people so they won't be so intimidated. The whole point of the course is Sergio. It wasn't now. It was before E-Trade. It wasn't E.F. Hutton. I can't remember. It's like I can see their ads. I just can't remember the name of the company. I mean, so I just think that people, now it wasn't E-Trade, it was well before E-Trade. Man, I can't remember. It's going to drive me crazy, man. I got to look it up. Discount brokers from the 80s. Hold on just a second. Discount broker from the 1980s. Oldie, that's what it was. Oldie, that's what it was. OLDE. Yep. Oldie Discount Corporation. Yep. America's full service discount broker. Y'all ever remember Oldie Discount? Yeah, I got to add it right on. Oldie Discount. That's what it was. Remember these guys. Oh, Quick and Riley. Yes, that's what it was too. Yes, the two word Quick and Riley. That's what it is right there. It wasn't Oldie. It's Quick and Riley. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quick and Riley. Yep, that's what it was. You're the man. Yeah, right. Look at this guy right here. Taxes are very low and non-existent if you can live under 50,000. Grant at 100%. And so all these, like I was on to some. Anyway, so oh man, real quick. So I'm gonna start a Facebook group, and I just I know everyone hates Facebook. I get it, 100%. But there's still tons of people on Facebook, and I may help my wife's on that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be successful retirement starts here. And what I'm hoping is that name some of you guys as the moderators and whatnot, and to the admins, I guess is what's called on Facebook. And I just want people to share their stories about successful retirement. You know what I'm saying? So that way people can go on there and say, oh, because Jill sent me something, about some clown selling hawking life insurance products or whatever it was. Some lady sent me something. Gita sent me something about, she posted some stuff of what they're doing in retirement, and some people are it's freaking stupid, man. I mean, it's just stupid how many idiots are out there, just trying to scaremonger people. And it doesn't have to be like that. So I just want people to go in there and say, no, this is what I did. And it works. Like maybe this Celtic spirit can go in there and say, look, man, I'm single. I don't pay any taxes. So I was on some Facebook thing, and so I was kind of like researching how groups get started. Because I don't know how to do it. And there's a one on Maine, and this guy was comparing Maine to New Hampshire. And he's saying, oh, New Hampshire is much more affordable because the taxes are lower. And I said, property taxes in New Hampshire is through the roof. He goes, oh yeah, but no income tax. And I said, well, when you're retired, the income tax is minimal at best. Even in Maryland, even in California, even in New Jersey and Illinois, once you're retired, state income tax is just not an issue. It's just not relative to the property tax that you have to pay. It's kind of, I get it, 100%. I 100%. I use it for gun rights stuff, and still it's a zoo. I 100%. That's I get it, and that's going to be an issue that I'm hoping moderators, maybe you can be one, Andrew. You can start nuking people who come in there and stupid. Jill, trust me, Jill, you are. What's your? I haven't done it yet, Alan. I was thinking about calling it. What? Denise got suspended for commenting? Yeah, you got to be kidding me. That's crazy. Oh, man. I was thinking about successful retirement starts here or something like that. Do I think South Carolina income tax is not an issue? 100%, man. All right, so let's go into this. We're going to talk first and foremost. I hope this works. What if I had my mic? Yeah, I don't know. What if I did this? If I get my mic. I'm just going to go with it. All right. So we're going to start with Jill. Jill's single. Everybody, Jill's single. And we're not going to do any pensions here or anything like that. We're just going to do basic, good old-fashioned Social Security and IRA distributions, all right? And so the reason I say this is simply because pension, IRA distributions, all the same thing. They're all taxed as ordinary income. That's it. So you can say, I don't have a pension. It's all the same thing, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Just lost some more. Woo, nailed it. All right, so we're going to say we're going to have a single taxpayer. We're going to say you got $25,000 a year in Social Security, and we're going to say you have where'd my black markers go? Hold on a second. And we got 25,000 in other income. That's going to be OI, ordinary income. It's going to be a pension. It's taxed as OI. Social Security, IRA distributions, taxes OI. Interest income on your bonds, taxes OI. On your CDs is tax OI. Yeah. Right on. All right. So anyway, we got 25,000. So we're a single taxpayer. All right, single. So the first thing we've got to do is figure out how much of our Social Security is subject to taxation. Social Security. That's the first thing we have to do. You don't figure out what your tax bracket is or anything like that here. We have to figure out how much of our Social Security is subject to taxation. And that's called provisional income. All right. Now, many of you guys have heard this before. I'm going to keep repeating and keep repeating and keep repeating it because A, you forget. I mean, hell, I forget. And B, it's good information, especially for new people who are coming on board here. And you guys might have some stuff to add to other people too. So you got to figure out provisional income. How do we figure out a provisional income? Like Sergio's on here. He can figure, he can help people along these lines as well. And some of you guys, other people too. I just remember Sergio was pretty good at this stuff. So we take half of our Social Security, 12,500, and we add it to our other OI. So we got 37,500. That is our provisional income. All right. So we're living off $50,000 as a single taxpayer, like Celtic Spirit just said. 50,000 schmackaroonies, 25 from Social Security, 25 from other things. Our provisional income is 37,500. All right. Now we're going to put the thing. Okay. Now we're going to say we're single. 0 to 25, 25 to 34, and over 34. All right, so we know for a fact the first $25,000 of our provisional income is nothing. We don't have any tax responsibility on the first $25,000. So that leaves us $12,500. The first $9,000 of that $12,500 is going to be our how much our Social Security is subject to taxation. 50% of that $9,000 will be part of our taxable Social Security. So $9,000, up here, 25 to 34 is 9,000 times 0.5, so $4,500. So the next $9,000 goes into this category here. I'd call it a bend point. It's not really a bend point, but it's the taxation levels that Social Security does. So 50% of that $9,000 is $4,500. That $4,500 is now subject to taxation. That's just a fact. All right. Plus, we have $3,500 remaining. 3,500 times 0.85, because the last threshold of Social Security is anything above 34,000. If you're single, is taxed at 85%. Now I got to get a calculator. I can't stress this enough. It's not just saying I got $50,000 of income that puts me in X tax bracket. You don't know. So now we got, let's see, 3,500 times 0.85. That's 2,975. So 2,975 plus 4,500 is 7,475. No, 7,475. So that means of our $25,000 of Social Security, only 7,475 is subject to taxation. So what we do here is we say, okay, boink, erase that. We get rid of this right here. $7,475. So now we know our ordinary income is still subject, 100% subject to taxation, but only $7,475 of our Social Security. So now we got $32,475. All right. So now that is our AGI. So we have $50,000 of income, but only $32,475 is subject to taxation as AGI. Well, but we still get standard deductions, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I got to look it up. What's the standard deduction? All right, we got 2023 tax brackets. Can't remember what the standard standard deduction here is. So for single, I wish they'd give me the standard right here. All right, so for a single, we got 13,850 is our standard deduction. So we got 3275. That's our AGI. 13,850 is our standard deduction. How dare you, Chris? You said 13,885, Chris. How double dog dare you? Then you came back. Oh, look at people. How dare you guys get these wrong? I knew it off the top of my head. I didn't have to look at the internet. You thought I was looking at it, but I said, oh yeah, 13,850. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm goofing you. So we got 32,475 minus 13,850. So our taxable income is, I just screwed that up. I just had it and I lost it. Oh man, just had it. 32,475 minus 13,850. Taxable income is 18,625. 18,625. All right, is everybody with me on that so far? Yes, you are. Can you do a video on covered call ETFs? All right, so we got 18,625 is our taxable income. We look at our tax brackets here. As a single person, the first 11,000 is 10%, and that would be 7,625 at 12%. All right, so now we take the first 11,000 subject to 10% tax ratio, so that'd be $1,100. Now we got 7,625 at 12%. 7,625 at 12%. 7,625 times 0.12. That's 915 schmackaroonies. So you pay to the federal government $2,000 on $50,000 of income. That's a 4% effective tax rate. That means you're walking home with $48,000. Any state you live on, they're not going to tax. I mean, could there be like Wisconsin, they might tax you. Utah, I can't remember. But are you going to pay anything to your state? Most likely not. Now, if you lived in New Hampshire, for instance, I don't pay anything on income tax. Well, let's go to smartasset.com compared to Maine versus New Hampshire. All right, this is the issue that I think people screw up all the time. We're going to go smartasset.com. We're going to go to, let me share the screen with you. We're going to hit present, share, smartasset.com. And we're going to go to retirement taxes, I think is what it is. And we're just going to say, okay. We're going to go to Maine. And does it bring me there? Yeah, okay, right there, sweet. And we're going to say our zip code. I think I got to put my zip code in here. Oh, there we go. It has a zip code. We'll say I was born in my mom was born in 1947, so we'll say it's my mom. They got a 03901. I guess that's Maine. 04, yeah, I'm sure it's Maine. We're going to say $25,000 of Social Security. 25,000 retirement income. If you're single, yeah, $421 in taxes on your pre-tax income of $40,000. All right. Let's make sure it's got 04107. That's Portland. It's 041. It doesn't matter. All right, so we pay right there $421 to the state of Maine on $50,000 of income. So we pay $421, so roughly $2,500. So roughly that's a 5% effective tax rate. Now, what's the property tax in Maine versus the property tax in New Hampshire? Well, New Hampshire property tax are like 2.5% or something like that. Now, look, I'm not against New Hampshire. I like New Hampshire, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, if you have a $500,000 home in New Hampshire, you're paying 2.5%. That's $5,000 a year of property tax, and that doesn't ever stop. You got $500,000 home in Maine, the effective property tax is probably 1%. No, it's $10,000 a year, I guess, right? Yeah. So you can see that when you look at taxes, it's more than just income tax. As you retire, it's the property tax that's the big one. It's the property tax. Now, every state has, like in Virginia, where my mom lives, I emailed Rockingham County, because in Rockingham County, if you show less than, I think it's $18,000, if you're single as AGI, or as a taxable income, I can't remember. Rockingham County is Western Virginia, not West Virginia, Western Virginia. If you have show like less than 18, if you're single and you show like less than $18,000, I can't remember if it's taxable income or AGI, but either way, you get a huge discount on your property tax. I think it was basically almost you don't have to pay any property tax. Now, Rockingham County is only like 50 basis points or something like that anyway. It's very, very low. But various states, I don't know if Annette's on here, but Annette is the person who told me, yeah, Utah's not favorable, man. Utah's quite unfavorable. Nebraska, Utah, Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin? I think it was. It's crazy. Like Nebraska, like what the hell? Utah, in fact, I was talking to a guy, one of my clients, and he was like a big wig in life insurance. I was talking about umbrella policies. He knows more about insurance than I do. But he's like, dude, did you know that in Utah, they only protect like $25,000 of your primary residence against lawsuits? I said, you gotta be kidding me. Where all the Mormons live and the big families? He goes, yep. So everyone in Utah needs an umbrella insurance policy. And I was stunned. I said, okay. And I believe him. I didn't look it up, but I have no reason to think he was lying to me. They said, yeah, dude, they only protect $25,000 of private your primary residence from a lawsuit. I couldn't believe it. I said, Utah, what the hell? Yeah, low property tax and no taxation of Social Security in California, 100%, sir. And so this is what I'm saying. So here we got. So let's go back to smart asset instead of me doing on the board here, because it's literally the same thing. I just showed you how it works. I'm going to show you now. So what happens if you have? Let's go to it. Josh, my wife and I are close to the income limit for Roth IRA contribution. Not sure exactly where we will land, but I feel weird waiting and not investing weekly. How would I handle that? Just put in a brokerage account. Put in Jill, that's crazy. I can't imagine Indiana like that. I don't know the answer to those questions. So that's a good one. Yeah, just put in a brokerage account, man, and put in VTI in a brokerage account. It's almost as good as a Roth. VTI, the Vanguard Total Index, has no capital gains, tiny dividends, very, very low dividends. It's liquid. You have access to it. I mean, just look. So let's go into this. So look, I like Roth. Don't get me wrong. Everybody should be doing Roth. I was talking to two people the other day, an FBI agent and his wife, who's they're just crushing. And I said, someone's coming downstairs. What are you doing? You gotta want to say hello to everybody. Come on, Moppy. Huh?
I'm all good.
You don't want to show everybody your Rise Up shirt? What are you looking for? Let's just show everybody how much more taller you are than me. That's not vitamin water. It's Gatorade. Is there sugar-free Gatorade or what are they? Struggling? Hey, come here real quick. Just come on, real fast. Come here. Just come here. I want to show everybody how tall you are, because I always talk about I smoke you in basketball.
Oh, that's not true.
So here's Liam. He's got shoes on, I don't, so that's why he's taller. Normally I'm like 6 inches taller. He's got his Rise Up shirt. Liam's the biggest Celtics fan there is. Who's the best player on the Celtics?
Al Horford.
Al Horford, Big Al. All right. Who beats who in basketball, you or me? Yeah. Love you, buddy.
Okay.
I don't care what that kid says. I'm still better in basketball. He was blocking my shot, man. He was blocking it. And I was like, dude, it's like I get this new fadeaway. Like I was watching, we were watching the Celtics, not the Celtics, the Bucks versus, I forgot what they're playing. Big Al dunk on dad. He loves Big Al Horford. I'd love to get him a jersey, Big Al, but they don't have him. We also like Grant Williams a lot last year. But anyway, so there's Damon Lillard was on the Bucks. Jill, you'll appreciate this, given that you used to be a big NBA fan. He just had this sweet fadeaway. It was just so nice, man. And I was trying to get that over Liam because he's got long legs and long arms, just like his mom. I got short legs and short arms. He could thump you, Josh. Yeah, he gets me more often than I get him. But If I make well, it really depends on who makes some shots. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun. It's good. We were gonna play today, and I got kind of tired. But all right, that's cool. That's Liam. That's my youngest. All right, he's got to get a haircut. We're gonna buzz his hair tomorrow. I think he said he wants a buzz. I said that's the way to do it. Just buzz. I talked to Charlotte about buzzing my hair. She goes, I don't want to buzz your hair. I said, come on. But this is perfect right here. But I said, dude, buzz is the way to go. Zhoops. I used to shave my head with a razor. I don't know if y'all knew this. And from 95 to 97, maybe 96, I had a zhoops. I looked like a skinhead. So I had a passport when I was, I guess it was 96. I must have got it because I went to Peru with a good friend of mine, Manuel, who's is he from Peru? I can't remember, but his grandma lives in Peru. And I shaved my head, zhoops, zhoops, zhoops. And I was sitting there in the passport photo with a mean mug. I wasn't trying to be a mean mug. I just didn't know that they didn't tell me to smile or anything like that. So I was like, I looked like a criminal skinhead. It's kind of funny, man. Zhoops. I used to do that because I was worried I was losing my hair. So I said, I know how to keep my hair is you just shave, because the more you shave, the more your hair grows back. And one time we're sitting at a hotel, Charlotte and I, this is, we weren't married. Don't tell the Catholic Church that. But anyway, and I was sitting on the ground with my head against the bed, and she was on the bed. It's Revero Beach. My other sons, both of them, 100% Jill. And she goes, you got a bald spot in the back of your head. I remember it was in 96 or 95. I was like, Matthew Perry, the guy from Friends, he just died. Oh, sad. He must have overdosed. But I remember I was like, oh man, I got a bald spot. And that made me very nervous. I'm losing my hair. I don't want to be bald. So I started shoops. I still got my head. Look at that. I still got my cul-de-sacs right there. But all right. So what we're talking about. All right. So now I want to go. So now I showed you the premise of how to figure out how to do your own taxes in terms of Social Security versus other income. He drowned. He must have been drunk as a skunk. That's sad. That's sad. I never got into Friends. I always thought that was kind of stupid. I never got into that show. I did like Frasier, as we talked about here today. Liam is better looking than Meth Head Pablo. Kids that age eat us out of house and home. That's 100% Penelope. Yeah, 100%. They just eat and eat and eat. Yeah, it's crazy. And Chloe is at some party in Atlanta, and Maddie's at a Georgia Tech game against UNC for homecoming. So I don't know what the hell they're doing down there. I don't even know what a Flow Bee is. Oh man, we're running out. All right, we're running out of juice. Let me come over here. We don't need the white thing anymore because I'm going to just go to Smart Asset. 1 second. I got to hold on just a second. I can get something to drink too. Hold on. Oh man. Yeah, I was doing 225 today. Freaking deadlifts. I'm an old man. I can still take my kids. I can still take them. And I spotted Kevin on his weight on his bench press, and we got him a record today. So we're trying to get his records. Celtics are due 100%. Dude, the new Frazier kicks ass. Yeah, give some time. All right, I'll be right back. Give me some Waterloo sparkling waters. All right. No aspartame, no sucralose. Oh man. Flow Bee is a cutter head that attached to a vacuum cleaner. All right. So let's go to Smart Asset again. So I showed you how you can figure this stuff out. Again, the more your Social Security, the less your taxes are going to be. It's just a fact, man. Just a fact. So, anyway, the people I was talking to, I told them, stop doing all into your pre-tax 401k. Do it your Roth 401k. His company will still put their match in his pre-tax because they don't have the option yet that I'm aware of to do it in the Roth. But I said, man, trust me. It's kind of like going back to my course on I actually look exactly like Josh in real life. It's going to be on my course. I'm going to talk I forgot what I was going to say. But, oh yeah, investing while working, investing while retiring. The issue here is he's got the money coming in, he and his wife, to pay more taxes now, so that way when he hits retirement, he doesn't have to worry about it so much. And everybody and their mom are going to say, well, my spreadsheet says this. I said, dude, your spreadsheet is just speculation. You pay the tax while the money's coming in. Now, if you're freaking running deficits and you're adding on to your debt, well, don't do that. But if you have surplus cash flow, pay the tax now, man. That way, when you hit retirement, you got one less thing to worry about. And one less thing to worry about is a tax bill, because the federal government taxes are always the big one. It's not the state. So let's go back to smart asset. All right. So now what we're going to do, we got 25,000 of Social Security and 25,000 of RMDs, pension, whatever. Now we're going to say we got 40,000 of Social Security and 10,000 of whatever this is. We're going to say it's my mom. No taxes in Maine. None. Still got $50,000. $50,000 with no taxes in the state of Maine. Now it's reverses. 10,000 in Social Security and 40,000 in IRA distributions or pension or whatever. $1,291. It's still not much. I mean, my goodness, you got $50,000 of income. You're paying $1,291 in Maine, but then what are you paying to the feds? Oh, $4,000. So here you're in over a 10, but 11% effective tax rate. 11% effective tax rate here. With 10,000 Social Security, 40,000 retirement income. Again, let's go back to 10,000 here and 40,000 there. You pay nothing to Maine. How much you pay the feds? Nothing. All right. So remember, everyone's like, "Oh, Maine is much more tax inefficient than looking at Maine is much more tax heavy than New Hampshire." No, it's just not, man. Now let's do the same thing with a married couple. We're going to do the exact same thing. How many people could live off $50,000 a year? If you have no debt, I guarantee many of you could. So now we're going to say we're married, and we're going to have 50-50. It's going to be basically the same thing here. 50. Again, this annual retirement account income is anything. It could be pension, could be interest from not dividend stock, interest from a bond, just IRA distributions. Married people, $100,000 pay $841 to the state of Maine. How much they pay the feds? $6,200. All right, so 50-50, they pay. That's a 7% effective tax rate. That's less than your Social Security tax. So now let's go here. We're going to go 60,000 and 40,000. Watch what happens here. 261 for Maine. 4,500 in feds. Remember that? So we went from 261 at 60-40 versus 841. That extra $10,000 of income on retirement accounts increased our taxes by a factor of 3 in the state of Maine, and increased our taxes by another $2,000 in the state of the Fed. So basically, by having that extra $10,000 of income, we gave ourselves a 22% tax hike. Why? Because it's a tax torpedo. It made more of our Social Security subject to taxation. I cannot stress this enough. Let me show you again. All right. So again, we got right here $7,100 of taxes because we have 50-50. Let's just make this 60. No, this will be 40. 60. Remember, $7,100, 40, 50-50, 40-60. $4,800 of tax. Actually, $7,100 was a total. Hey, either way, so we take our trusty calculator. $7,100 minus $4,800. That's 23. That's 2,300. So that extra $10,000 of income increased our taxes by 23%, even though we're still in the 12% tax bracket. How? Because it pulls Social Security to be subject to taxation that previously wasn't. Tax torpedo in a nutshell right there. Yeah, right there. My first 20 years working, no Roth. If I only could have made all my Roth contributions, What's 80K and 40K look like? All right, let's take a look. Do 80-40. 80-40. So we're going to do 80-40. I assume we'll do 80-40 on both sides. 80K and 40K. Yeah, state of Maine. And Maine is just because Maine isn't considered tax friendly, but it is. That's 80K, 40K. We'll flip it here in just a second. 261 on 120,000. The feds on 80K and 40K. 80K Social Security, 40K of RMDs. You pay less tax than you did 50-50. So we have $20,000 more of income and we have less tax. That's how freaking awesome Social Security is, man. But Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. It is a Ponzi scheme, 100%. Doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean you're going to be the one holding the bag. Let's do 40-80. Look at that. Look at that. $2,500 to Maine. 10,000 to the feds. It's always the feds. 13,000. No, look, at the end of the day, 13,000 on $120,000 of income. That's a 10.8% effective tax rate. You know, I'm not going to cry for anybody who's got a 10.8% effective tax rate. Should I take? Yes. So this one of us is a great question, man. Should I take money from my IRA for 3 years to allow Social Security? That's 100% the way I think. So that's 100%. But let's yes, unequivocally, Hong's 88. You'd want to that's the way to do it, in my opinion. For some reason, people have this idea that Social Security is more risky than the investment world. I frankly, I don't understand that. They're like, oh, I don't trust the government. Like, so what's the alternative? Well, the S&P 500. I'm like, are you friggin' kidding me? The stocks are the alternative to the Social Security? It's crazy to me, man. I find that to be, because Biden, or, the legal immigrants, I'm like, oh, or Trump, I don't care. It's the weirdest. Like, look, once Trump is back in office, it's gonna be the exact same thing. Trump is taking our money, and I'm like, really? Have you didn't get a Social Security check last week? I did, but still, it's like, dude, crazy to me. It's literally insane to me. I don't understand. Like, people get so enraged about politics. Yeah, right here. Look at Sergio. You can take approximately 120 and still have an effective rate under 9%. Yeah, 100%. Anyways, the point being is, that's it. How far did you go? How far did you go? 1.5 miles or a half mile? All right, that's not bad. Good job. All right, good. So you're not going to play ball tomorrow. Get your calf first. What time's the Falcons? 1 o'clock game? All right, we're going to watch. Right. It's funny how much more involved I'm in sports now that the kid likes it. He wasn't even liking sports, and he watched the playoff game. Yeah, not if you're Sergio. Not if you're single. That's 100% Jill. If you're single, it's a whole different thing. But anyway, so he started. He wasn't involved. Just didn't care. And then he watched the playoff game in the NBA. He's just kind of about 2 to 3 years ago took to it. He likes the NBA more than he likes the NFL, which is crazy to me. But whatever, man. You know, it's good to see a bunch of white guys back in the NBA. I know they're mostly Europeans, but you know, it's good to see some white guys coming back in. We do like Peyton Pritchard at the Celtics. He just signed a contract for $40 million. He made like, I think he's averaged like 2.5 points a game. It's such a clown show, man. I was talking to a guy who's a big he liked the Chiefs the other day. I said, "Oh man, you like the Chiefs?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, it must be nice." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you know, the NFL is, you know, come on, man. I mean, the NFL is like they got Chiefs. You know, they love the Chiefs. If you know what I'm saying." He goes, "Yeah, I know, but I still like I don't blame the NFL. It's entertainment. It's, you know, no different than worldwide wrestling or whatever it's called. It's just entertainment." And they get beside. I don't think it's blatantly. You still got to make the catch. You still got to hit the shots. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there's absolutely and even the Pats, dude. So right, even the tuck rule, that's from Tom Brady. We know the Pats got away with some stuff that other teams probably did not, if that makes sense. I mean, you can't. Same thing, Michael Jordan. You could never, Michael Jordan. Did he ever commit an offensive foul? I mean, look, we watched the Bucks. Look at Giannis. I mean, he's just bulldogging his way through the freaking paint, and he never gets called for a foul. Look, it is what it is. I don't want the 100%. I don't want. They're trying to get over that. They're trying to get over that now, and we have long memories for sure. And the minute he's out, I'm not watching. I don't care. I like watching the white guys do well in the sport. I like this. I like Dan. I mean, I got tons of black guys I like watching too, but the white guys are they're not that many, and so it's fun. It's fun to root for the underdogs. I enjoy it 100%. But it's just there's just not that many. But when you see him, like, all right, cool. But anyway, once he's gone, I'm not gonna. I'll watch. He'll call me and say, "Hey, Dad, do you see?" But I was saying, I don't watch, but I'll watch while he's here. I enjoy it. I like watching because my son likes it when he's out of the house at college or whatever and hanging out with his friends or hopefully push down grandkids. I won't watch, but when he comes, because I just don't care that much. But Denise is going to bed. Denise, how dare you? How double dog dare you? Yeah. Well, I want the white guy to do successful in basketball. Oh my goodness. I know you're goofing on me and I'm goofing saying I don't care. I literally don't care. People say, I say, how dare you? I was like, what? I thought it was okay to root for the black quarterback. It is. Why? Because they're the minority. They're not the minority now. So why is it not okay to root for the white point guard or the root for the white receiver? There's a bunch more white receivers now. Once I start seeing, other than Christian McCaffrey, once I start seeing more white running backs, then we can come back to equality. But right now, when's the last time there's been a white cornerback? It's Jason Sehorn. I can answer that question for you. Jason Sehorn was amazing. Then he got burnt by a white receiver, Brandon Stokely, in the Super Bowl against the Giants versus the Giants versus the Ravens, and that was the death of the white cornerback. You can't tell me at the end of the day that white receivers, because they don't have enough swivel hips to be able to move. I mean, that white cornerbacks, there's not any in the entire United States that have enough swivel hips that they can move to cover a wide receiver. I went to Mass at 4 this afternoon so I can sleep in tomorrow. I'm staying in for a chat for the long haul. Thanks for showing me the retirement tax bracket and the whiteboard. You got it, Alan. Oh, yeah, you got it. I mean, come on, man. It's okay. Look, as I used to say all the time, I used to be the exact opposite when I was a kid. I lived in Maine, so I always root for the black guys. I root for the black quarterbacks. Always loved the Lakers over the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm a contrarian. So that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. No big deal. All right. So now we showed you at the end of the day, even Sergio Santana, he's probably Spanish. He probably roots for Spanish guys. It's all good. I don't care. It's not saying you hate on anybody. It's hey, let's be honest. If we had a boxer, a boxer, and we had Floyd Mayweather fight, I don't know. There used to be a guy from Maine named Boom Boom Mancini. I mean, he's long. I don't know if he's still alive. Boom Boom Mancini. I'm going for Boom Boom Mancini. It's fun, man. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, yeah. And then they lose. And you're like, sucks. But we'll get it next time. Had a power outage since 4:30 a.m. because he lived in California. Ooh, speaking of which, I was going to interview. I forgot. I got to text that guy. I was going to interview that guy. So when I was in my Tennessee solar camp, not one, not two, but 3 people were from California who packed up and they left to go to Tennessee. And these are not left-wing liberals. I'm just telling you, I've been saying this. All these people are, we don't want Californians here. Look, I'm sure there's a lot of wealthy, we're all tribalistic. 100%, man, it's okay. Duck Koo Kim, I know who that is. Man, see, oh, yes, right. That's right. That's who it was. Yes. Well, I do remember that. I don't remember that. I think I was like 12 years old or something like that. But yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty classic team right there. That Gary Anderson missed that field goal to lose a game against the Dirty Bird Falcons. Remember that? And like Gary Anderson was like freaking money He misses that field goal, and everyone in Minnesota is like, "What just happened?" Big Al's, but he's a great guy. I love him. I mean, his parent. The only thing I don't like about Big Al is I don't blame him, but they always show his dad and stuff, and I'm like, come on, every single time. It's all right, we get it. His dad's here, but he's a good guy. There's a lot of trust me. There's a lot of righteous black guys in the NBA. I know a lot of people think they're not, but there's a lot like the guy from the Bullets who now plays with the Suns. I think Brandon Beal. There's a lot of good dudes that are black guys who shine in the NBA. I root for those guys too. You know, I can't root for the clowns. You know what I'm saying? I never liked Latrice Sprewell. Didn't Sprewell used to play for Indiana at one point after he left the Knicks, Jill? I could never root for that guy. There's a bunch of punks, but there's also a bunch of good guys that are good guys as well. And I certainly root for those guys as well. And Al Horford is one of those guys for sure. There's a number of them for sure. Georgia Bulldogs, solid white wide receiver. Yeah. No, 100%. That's my man, Lad McConkey or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Latrell Sprewell. Yeah. I was a real young guy. There are some good guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the same thing with, 100% is Cunningham. That guy was just Randy Moss. Dude, that guy was freaking. You ever hear Randy Moss talk? Your thing is be his punk guy. He talks literally. If you didn't watch, you would think he was white. It's crazy because he's from West Virginia. I always liked Randy Moss. Oh, he's never a Pacer. I thought he was a Pacer. Oh, it was Ron Artest. That's what it was. Were you at that game, Jill? Ron Artest and Steven Jackson. Were you at that game? Yeah. It's actually amazing to see how many white receivers and white tight ends are now, and just not just big NFL, but big time college football too. Like Georgia has Brock Bowers that probably would have been a Heisman candidate if he didn't get hurt. They got the guy coming up underneath him. I forgot his name. I just watched him. Number 4. These guys are just kicking out. It's crazy. And this is Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this isn't freaking Boise State. Oh yeah. Andrew Rice. And I didn't like him at all. He's a punk. Moss never won a Super Bowl. I always, dude, when Randy Moss, pretend like he's mooning I think it's the Packers fans or something like that, and Joe Buck got all mad. That was classic entertainment. That was dude, that was fun. Oh my goodness, that was funny. I'll never forget. I could not stand that guy, Joe Horn. Remember the Saints? Joe Horn's the guy who picked the cell phone out of the thing in the end zone. If you actually look at, I didn't ever realize he never won a Super Bowl either. I thought he did. Oh, that game was in Detroit. Okay, gotcha. If you looked at Joe Horn and you looked at what he went through to get in the NFL, dude, I'm just telling you, these guys, I don't know about basketball players, but these football players, they are committed to their freaking craft. I got nothing but respect, man. I mean, look, some are I get it. These guys are committed to their craft. Look at the Wikipedia on Joe Horn from the Saints. You're like, holy crap, dude. That guy didn't give up. And I got nothing but respect, man. I mean, look, was he showboat? Yeah, well, that's, they all got that from Muhammad Ali, that's for sure. People are saying, you're talking too much sports. I'm signing off. That's all right, Sean. Sean's all right. I don't care what they say. He didn't say that, but I'm just kind of goofing. We were watching at the same time. Right on. Oh. Randy, the year Atlanta won. What are you talking about? Huh? Randall Cunningham. The year Atlanta won. They never won a Super Bowl. Are you talking about when they beat the Vikings? No, because Randy Moss was on that team. Not sure what you're talking about, Alan. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, brother. It's all right. Yeah, you don't think 401k distribution would be taxed as ordinary income? Trust me, they'll continue to be taxed as ordinary income. That was just an NFC Championship. That's it, though. Ooh, I'd like to see NFC Championship. Okay, right on. Was Randall Cunningham the quarterback for the Falcons then? I got Jeff George on my head. Was it Randy Cunningham? Randall Cunningham? Oh man, okay. I'm all right. Yeah, but Randy Moss wasn't on that team. I'm confused. All right. Well, I'd like to see Wisconsin beat Ohio State. Can't stand Ohio State. All right. So now, all right. So my man said, how much should you take out from your IRA? Well, let's just say you need $50,000 to live on. We're gonna go back to y'all right on the Vikings. Yeah, exactly. Randall Cunningham wasn't on the Vikings. I know he was on the Vikings at one point. Maybe he was the backup for Dante. I think that's what it was. Was in the back because they had Dennis Green as their head coach. And Dennis Green was kind of racist. We know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? He never had any white guys on any of his teams, ever. When he went to the Cardinals, no white guys. It's crazy. Yeah, 100% guy. I mean, hell, these guys are freaking, but it's not just physical gift. I mean, some of them are physical gifts, don't get me wrong, but like football, you got to know the plays. You got to be quick on your feet. These guys aren't stupid, man. They're just Brad Johnson. Yeah, Moss never played for Atlanta. Yeah, I'm not sure what Alan's talking about. I think Alan's drunk. Alan, you're drunk. Oh boy, you need some coffee, Alan. Yeah, freaking guys are they're good, man. I hate when I hear, oh, they're idiots and they're punks and all that. I mean, look, there are some for sure. There's tons of white trash punks too, man. I mean, they might not be as there's just tons. My man Turtle Boy talks about these guys all the time. He hasn't done it lately because he's doing this Karen Reed thing where the cops are, are just scumbags up there in Canton, Massachusetts. I don't think Randy Moss was on that team, was he? No, he wasn't on the Bucks that year. Oh, Brad Johnson was. I don't think Randy Moss was. They're like, oh, these guys are stupid. You got, they're all thugs. Like, nah, it's just not true, man. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Whatever. People do whatever they want. I don't care. I thought at the end of the day, I wish people would, because some of that is kind of, I think it's kind of a little bit racist, frankly. There's, seeing these black guys who are, a lot of them are showboats, and they're trying to say, oh, and I just, it's in an entertainment business, and in entertainment business, you got to draw eyes to, man. And the days of like Dave Casper, Walter Payton, those days are kind of gone now. You got to be, and I hate to say it, but some of these wide receivers are definitely divas, but at some point there is, I hate to say it, but you need to draw, you got to have a love-hate relationship. That's how you get, exposure. There's got to be a good guy and a bad guy, man. All there's to it. Like when I was rooting, I hated the Giants, but I rooted for them big time against the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I couldn't stand Ray Lewis. Couldn't stand, they had another guy on the defense. I forgot his name. I couldn't stand the Ravens. They're just they're like the University of Miami for football. I'm for NFL. Literally the best, probably even better than the '86 Bears, and maybe not, but pretty doggone close. And the Giants had a couple of white guys. They had Jason Sehorn. About 3 guys on defense were white. And I was like, yeah. And they had, and I liked what's his name, the coach. Was that Coughlin? I think it was Tom Coughlin. I liked him because he used to coach at Boston College, if memory serves. Was it Coughlin? I think it was. And they were kind of the underdogs, and I enjoyed it. Suggs, yeah, Terrell Suggs, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Whoa, really? That's crazy. QB from Oregon skipped NFL assistants. Whoa, that's nuts. Dude, Allen is definitely drunk, dude. You're definitely drunk. Yeah, Terrell Suggs. He went to high school in Arizona when we lived there. He went with the white guy. He was a big tight end for the Ravens. And he went to, I think it was Mountain View High School. I think Suggs went, I don't think it was Mountain View, but we lived in Phoenix. This white guy tight end, I can't remember his name. He's probably like the first major white tight end that came up, after the anti-white league in the 90s. I forgot his name, but he went to like Mountain View High School in Phoenix when we lived there. I think he went to ASU. I think Suggs did as well, but they're both from Phoenix, if memory serves. And and they both, I might, yeah, I could have sworn they both went to ASU, and they both ended up on the Ravens. I can't remember that guy's name. I want to say Todd something. He was like a Mormon guy, a good-looking guy. A guy just kicked out. And anyway, so he was like the first white tight end since like the '80s with with Russ Francis and all these guys. And ever since, slowly but surely, you started seeing more and more white tight ends. And then when what's his name, Wes Welker took the lead by domination, we started seeing more and more white receivers because Belichick said it's okay to be white and be a receiver. And it's amazing now how just the NFL is such a copycat league. It's crazy. Endorsements are why they act for attention. 100%, man. Absolutely. All right. So anyway, let's go back to what I was saying about screen share. Go back to. Now we're going to say we're going to back just be my mom. She's single, and we're just going to say all she has. She just needs to live off $50,000 a year. We'll just say that. And she's still in Maine. And we're going to say how much she has to pay in taxes. Well, 50,000. Well, look at that. 50,000. Oh, we got to say single. 1 second, right there. So here's a 50,000-year-old woman who's over the age of 65, and all she's living off is her IRA, pension, whatnot. She pays $12.91 to the state of Maine, which is still pretty cheap. That's a 2.5% effective tax rate. But watch this. Ooh, that's a big one right there. So she has about 11% effective tax rate. Not a huge deal, grant you, but still 11% effective tax rate. So what we want to do is we want to live off that so we can allow this to grow. And so watch what happens. We got $50,000 of Social Security, right? $50,000 of Social Security. Blink. Oh, no taxes to Maine and no tax to the federal government. Todd Heap, that's it, TC, right on. Yeah, that's true. Brent Jones, I forgot about him. There weren't many, man. Yep. Gronk and Kelsey now. Yeah, I mean, look, as much as I can't stand Kelsey, that guy, that's insane. And I like Patrick. I don't like the Chiefs, but I like Patrick Mahomes. He seems like he's a legit guy. Yeah, Todd Heap, that was it. Right on, TC, you got it. I'm sure that guy's got like the hottest wife ever. Because those Mormons, they're freaking, all their wives are freaking smoking hot blonde ladies. They're the nicest people in the history of mankind. It's insane. It's insane. You'd almost like, I was listening to this guy, Matt from Quantum Conscious, who I guess he had to go to like University of Utah, maybe it's BYU. That's what it is. He was an insurance guy. He had to go make a presentation to BYU on some insurance, just some kind of corporate insurance. He said he went there and they just greet you with like the hottest chicks you've ever seen. Like, welcome to BYU. I'm, Jolene, the Mormon girl. And just, he said, it's crazy. You'll never want to leave. It's obviously a way to recruit for the church. It's crazy. It's the funniest thing ever. And the Mormons are the nicest people ever. They're always smiling. They never get mad. They're very money conscious, though. I'm not going to lie to you. They know how to turn a dollar. They're in some way, I can't say anything. There's another group of people who are good like that too, who serve as a middleman. There's a group, and that's why people hate the middleman, but they're, yeah, I can do that, 100%. That's a good idea. Any chance? Yeah, 100%, man. Good stuff. I'll text Jo and say, let's do another live stream. But anyway, so Matt was saying he would go to BYU and it'd be like, it's like, oh my goodness, it's so funny. But there's another group of religious people who go, I can't name them here because I'll get banned, but they're very good at middlemen. And a lot of people hate them because they're good at, saying, look, there's an inefficiency here and we can exploit it. And exploit is not a negative thing. And yet a lot of people accuse these people of exploiting an inefficiency that makes all of our lives better. And it freaking pisses me off, man. And I said, dude, you can hate people, but don't hate them for making your lives better. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. So you say, because the middleman is the guy who takes the risk. Now, obviously, the bankers and stuff, the banksters, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guy in the middle who's setting up. Like, I'm reading a book right now, Krusty the Clown's people, whatever said. Yes. I'm not saying anything, voter fraud. I'm not saying that. Krusty the Clown's people, absolutely. And a lot of these guys are freaking, they see an inefficiency, they take the risk, and they exploit it, and they make money, and everyone hates them. So I'm reading this book right now called Silas Crockett, which is a lady from Maine had written, Mary Ellen Chase had written these historical fiction stuff, which is great. And she's talked about these traders, these these salespeople, these mariners who would take the boat from basically Belfast, Maine, and whatnot, and they go to China, they go to India, they go around Cape Horn, they go all these places, and they take their goods from China, they bring them over there, they bring them back. And they made a profit doing it. And a lot of people hate them, say, oh, you're making all this money. It's like, yeah, because we're taking the risk. And a lot of them died at sea. A lot of them had products that they couldn't sell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them would get killed in overseas area, like in China, stuff like that. Why would you hate those people for that? Just don't buy the damn product then. But why would you hate them for making a profit? It's crazy to me. I've never understood, like, oh, man, these freaking entrepreneurs are making money. It's like, man. Yeah. You don't hate people for, obviously the banksters and stuff. But that's not Jamie. Huh? Kenneth Thompson, who ran Bank of America. I was probably Southern Baptist out of, I think it's Kenneth Thompson, probably Southern Baptist out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Freaking bankster. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand this. Like, we're going to hate a group of people just because of who they worship. It's nuts. And the same thing goes towards Muslims. Don't hate the Muslims just because they got some clown Hamas guys who are in cahoots with but again, as I said before, there's no way that the Israeli Mossad and IDF did not know what was going on, and they just wanted to get rid of Netanyahu. So we know that they're probably working in conjunction. That's crazy talk. Okay, what's the other alternative? That they just happen to tear down the defense mechanism of one of the most guarded, protected borders in the history of mankind, and for hours they just let these guys paraglide and just come on. It's stupid. Anyway, the point being is, don't be a hater on a group of people. That's stupid. Hate the people that freaking cause. I hate to say hate. Well, God does hate. That's a fact. If you look at the Old Testament, God's very clear on that. But anyway, we're not God. So don't be hating on a group. You can hate the individual. Say, man, you shouldn't be killing innocent people. Hamas individual, but you can't freaking say, all right, now we're going to bomb everybody in the Gaza Strip. It's insane. But they voted for Hamas. Oh God, I sit there, I hear that stuff, and it makes me cringe. I said, you know how infantile you sound when you say that? Oh my goodness. Oh, you must be supporting Hamas then. Anyway. 100%. 100% something was odd with October 7th. 100. And as of all people, Brett Weinstein, not an anti-Semite by any stretch of imagination, if you know what I'm saying. And he interviewed a lady who used to protect the border right there from the IDF. And she goes, man, if a cockroach came, we knew. Yeah. But people do hate the people who take the risk pulverizer for opening a store in an urban area of New York City, if you know what I'm saying. And Al Sharpton says, you know what I'm saying? That's why there's these ghettos of food ghettos, or what they call food desserts or whatever it's called, because people are like, I can't buy food. Yeah, because you freaking drove all these people out. No one wants to take a risk of opening a shop, a Korean, an Indian, a Jew. No one wants to take a risk if they're going to be freaking pulverized and destroyed, or then burnt alive because Al Sharpton's got his thugs out there freaking setting torches on fire. All right. So anyway, I want to go back to, let's do Social Security. A single person, the max a single person can get on Social Security is going to be what, $4,400 a month, something like that, if you wait till 70. So here we're going to show you. So now we got $50,000 of Social Security. There's no tax. We're going to say $4,400 a month times 12. That gives us, I guess that's the max we can do right there. Show you. So what if you're single? What if you're married and you got $100,000 of Social Security? How much tax do you pay? Ready? Boink. Big fat nothing burger. Big fat nothing burger. No tax. No tax. Why? Because if Social Security is your only income, you pay no tax. Now let's add $20,000 here of IRA distributions. Again, this is a married person. $20,000. All right, so no tax on $100,000. We're going to go over like this? 80,000 to 20,000. Same $100,000. Watch what happens. Oh, still nothing in the state of Maine. $1,300 in taxes. Nah, not too shabby. The point being is the max you can get your Social Security, in my opinion. Hey, James, right on. He's got to wait till you're 70. So for me, I recommend, not all the time. It depends on each situation. Pulling money out of your IRA. So let's just say retire at 62. I'm just going to use that for an example. You pull money out of your IRA from 62 to 67. Allow your Social Security to grow. Now, at 67, should you take it? We can always talk about wait until 70 or not. But either way, you take your money from your IRA, pay the tax now. So that way, A, you have less market risk and you get more Social Security, which is taxed much, much, much more favorable than any distribution from your IRA, as I've proven here tonight. It's not debatable. And if you think Social Security has more risk than the markets, I got nothing for you. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard of mankind, other than saying an AR-15, it stands for automatic rifle, because that might be the dumbest thing anyone's ever said in the history of mankind. Or that a hang glider on a paraglider could breach the Israeli border and without Israelis knowing it. Making big money for a lot of years, family man. Not make big money. They don't. Remember, the max they tax you on is 160. That's it. So you have to pay big money. And 160, I think I got it up here. Shoot, I don't. Well, let's just say I have it up here. Hold on a second. I don't think I can share this with you guys. How much does it take to be the top 1% each state? So we'll use a Maine. To be the top 1%, you have to make over $500,000 to be the top 1%. That's a Maine. Here in Georgia, it's $585. I think Penelope's in California is $844. All right, so what happened? You don't have to make a ton of money to to have a high Social Security benefit. All right, what other questions you guys got? I got a burp. Burpee. Oh man, I got to take a drink from this. Now it's making me burp. Waterloo, love these things. They got peach one that is freaking spectacular. Look at that. Nothing. No fake sugar stuff. These are good, man. See, I do like the carbohydrate, not the carbohydrates, the carbonation. Carbonation just, tickles. Yeah. So, all right, family man. So he just checked his is at 44.92 at 70, 100%. So remember that I don't know how old you are. That whoa, Andrew, you kidding me? Damn. All right, so good. Andrew, let's pray for Andrew, man. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we just pray for Andrew. He's going in for a triple bypass. Andrew's married. Look out for him, Lord. Relieve any fear he has. Please just keep him safe and provide his wife solace, knowing that whatever happened, it happens because of you. It's all going to end up in the positive no matter what. We just pray for Andrew's safe recovery and quick return. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. Triple bypass ain't no joke, man. We got this at Publix. It's Publix is a big southern grocery shop. It's not cheap, but we get them BOGOs, buy one get one free. I don't buy it. I literally don't. Unless it's BOGO, I don't buy it. I just read that 10 million Americans work for zombie companies, which make up 20% of the Russell 2000. Refinancing at higher rates will. Why would they? I don't get it. Why? Hey, look at my man Josh is here. All right. Now we can get started. Late? No, we're not late. We're waiting on you for the last hour and 50 minutes, Wellner. Now we can get started. $6.49 at Costco for what? How much? For like a 12 pack. Anyway, so I saw this thing right here. Here's leisure. Let's do single 44,000 pension, 10,000. All right, here we go. That'd be fun. We're gonna put you in Maine leisure. So leisure is how old is it? We're just gonna say he's 65. There we go. All right, so leisure is single. He's got 44,000. We're gonna do it. 44,000 pension. He's got 10,000 dividends and interest, 36,000 Social Security. So remember, dividends and interest are taxed two different ways, brother. All right, so interest is taxed as ordinary income. Dividends is taxed as qualified distribution income. So they're taxed two different ways. But we're just going to put that taxes. We're going to put tax. I think it's at $10,000. All right. So there's two different things there. So 5,000 of dividends will be taxed differently than 5,000 of interest. And I think he said 36,000 of Social Security. Remember, in the high tax state of Maine. All right, so let's see what we got here. Boink. You pay, so you got 90,000 schmackaroonies of income. You're paying $2,200 to the state of Maine. You're paying $11,000 to the feds. $11,000 to the feds. All right. So it's still though $13,500 on $90,000 of income. 13,500 divided by 90,000 bucks. That's a 15% effective tax rate. I'm sorry, it's just not. This isn't freaking Sweden, man. This isn't Sweden. Let's go back to now let's just say he had 44,000 of social and only $36,000 of pension. Now he went from 11. He went from a 15% of tax bracket, effective tax rate, to 13%. Same amount of income. It just depends on where it comes from. I hope that makes sense, man. So literally same amount of income. It depends on from where that income comes from. I cannot stress this enough. But don't you know you have more? You have more if you. But how many people actually do that? It's like buy term and invest the rest. How many people actually invest the rest? I'm just gonna make my minimum payment on my mortgage. I'm gonna invest the rest. How many people do that? Life throws you curveballs. Look at Andrew here, man. Andrew's getting a triple bypass, and I don't know his finances. I just know life throws you curveballs. And as such, you're like, all right, I'm going to pay the tax now. All my money is now in Roth. I got no Roth and brokerage account. I got no pre-tax. I got skunked these last 3 years. I converted everything. I got skunked. Now it's done. Tax man is paid up. I'm good to go. But you would have saved all that much money and paid it at a lower rate. A lower rate maybe, but when I'm retired, the last thing I want is a big tax burden. Can't stress this, man. People don't understand it. So let's go. I wanted to show you guys New Hampshire. We're gonna do the same thing. So here's my man. I wonder if I can change the zip code. What's New Hampshire zip code? Let's do. So we got 44, 10, and 36. 44, 10, and 36. Let's go to a New Hampshire zip code. 44, 10, and 30. I just got to find it. Let's say Portsmouth, New Hampshire zip code. Portsmouth, New Hampshire zip code. 03802. 03802. There we go. Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Guys, got to change it. 1 second. Let's go back. Got to change it from Maine to New Hampshire. All right, here we go. 03. There we go. Oh, sweet. It took it. So he pays nothing to New Hampshire, but he still pays $10,000 to the feds. So while his income tax is higher in Maine, what did he pay? He had a 13% effective tax rate in Maine. Now he's got a 10% of 10 divided by 90. He's got an 11% effective tax rate in New Hampshire. But then you got to say, what's the property tax difference? So he's paying, what was it, about $2,000 more, something like that, in Maine in income tax. Is he paying $2,000 more in property tax in New Hampshire versus Maine? Probably. Oh, man. No way, Angie. Hey, hope he's okay. Let's pray for Angie's husband too. Dear Heavenly Father, we also pray for Angie's husband. God be scary. Look out for him the first time it didn't take, as you well know. Just give him peace. Give Angie peace. We just pray for a successful procedure this time. And just look out for him, provide them peace. Good Lord. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. Hey. Health is the most important thing, 100%, James. And then dogs. Health and then dogs. Start an LLC? No, LLC, that doesn't. What strategy gets them in a lower tax bracket? Well, if you're a W-2 income, there's nothing you can do. I mean, in terms of while you're working. But strategy is that you spend down your IRA before you take Social Security. That's my strategy. So for me, I put everything into my Roth and everything into my brokerage account. So that way, when I hit Social Security, I'll have everything from a Roth, from a brokerage account, and Social Security. I will be 100% tax-free, unless I have huge dividends, and there's no way, because I'd have to save a hell of a lot of money in my brokerage account to have huge dividends. I'm not going to be anywhere near that. So for me, I'm going to have then if you look at reverse mortgages too, so there's 4 ways to do this: reverse mortgages, Roth, Social Security, and brokerage accounts, qualified dividends, long-term capital gains. I'll pay no tax. I mean, if I have massive amounts of interest income, but I won't have interest income in my brokerage because I'll put it into my Roth. Like I guess a guy said right here, Wellington or VTI BND in an IRA. Well, my preference now is VTI BND. But I talked to a lady yesterday with like $1 million or 2 days ago, $1 million in Wellington. That's fine. And Denise actually looked at Wellington, and she goes, even though they've gone woke, they haven't changed their models of investing. Same report. So they're just paying lip service to the woke stuff, and they can all kiss my big fat behind. But be that as it may, Denise looked at it, so nothing has changed. It's the same portfolio. Everything's run the same way. So I actually would prefer VTI BND because I just don't want to pay people who are even paying lip service to woke. Vanguard is paying lip service to woke too. Can't lie to you. So it's 6 in one hand, half dozen the other. My numbers didn't even include RMDs. All right. Pulverizing to get banned here. Romana, oh, look at you. Oh, a good looking lady there. We got the best looking ladies on this channel. Housing is definitely the biggest nut. If you can pay that off, you're good. What I'm saying. Here's Kat. I'm already retired, age 73, Social Security pension. I'm trying to figure. Oh yeah, see, at this stage, it's too late. Not too late, but there's not much you can do. You got RMDs, you got Social Security and pension. The only thing you can do is give away your RMDs to a charity called Qualified Charitable Distributions. Other than that, there's nothing else you can do. I mean, it is what it is, Cat. There's no LLC, nothing like that's going to, I mean, there's no trust or anything like that. You got the money coming through, you're paying the tax on it. That's the drawback is you're too old. And I don't mean it like that. I just mean it's not much of a strategy when you've already done what you can do for the previous 20 to 30 years. There's not much you can do in terms of you're going to pay the tax. You're going to pay the tax. There's no getting around it. Heart ablation due to AFib that meds weren't monocrustic. I'm not. Yeah, why you? SV. Oh boys, supraventricular tachycardia. Supra, the higher part of the heart. That's what they said Chloe had. My daughter, when she was first born, they said, oh, it's SVT. It's pretty common, relatively speaking, in cardiology terms. Well, it turns out it wasn't SVT. It was VTAC, ventricular tachycardia, not supraventricular tachycardia. It's just a old-fashioned VTAC. I remember sitting on a plane next to a cardiologist one time, coming from San Antonio, flying to Atlanta for some reason. No, I was flying back to Virginia. That's what it was. This is when I interviewed USA. We got stuck in the airport in Atlanta, and me and this guy shared a room that Delta put us up in. And I told him, I said, look, man, and he's a cardiologist, a nice guy. I said, she has ventricular tachycardia. And he goes, man, you mean SVT? He's real nice. I said, no. And I said, Dr. Lim is our cardiologist. So I know Dr. Lim. I said, trust me, ask him. And I've never heard, after we went our separate ways, I never heard back from him, but he's like, yeah, well, Dr. Lim says he got ventricular tachycardia. I guess that's true. And he goes, I've never heard of that in an infant. I said, yeah, that's how scary it was. All right, my friends, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to go watch some Unforgotten with my wife if she's still alive. She might be up there cheating on me, but who knows? Me and the miss are in our late 40s, max out 401ks, but 50% S&P, 50% target fund. Is there anything else we should be doing? I don't know, man. I don't know your circumstance. No way for me to say you should be doing this or that, unfortunately. Or actually, I should say fortunately, because I don't know what you're going through. You got it, guys. Angie, don't give up, says Andrew. Look at Andrew. He's just crushing. Because we need Andrew to build us rocket stoves so we can heat our house with efficient technology, unlike what the freaking clowns who run the show make us heat our houses with. Heat pumps and oil. She's with Papa 100%, man. She is. Yeah, it sucks, guys. I hope all works out well. So you got to return back. Make sure Angie and Andrew, make sure you got your beneficiary designation set up. Make sure you got durable power of attorneys, Angie and Andrew. Durable. That means if you're incapacitated, you're naming your spouse thermal mass heaters. 100%, Andrew. That's what we need you around for. If you have incapacity, your spouse can manage your finances without a court order. It's a durable power of attorney. Durable means it survives incapacity. Well, living will is just a right to die clause. That's all a living will is. You're just saying when to pull the plug. So yes, you need a living will for sure, but a living will is just pull the plug after 3 days, or Fauci comes with his band of beagles in tow. Because isn't it ironic that Fauci, they're not, FDA or NIH, we're not operating on beagles. And then they got busted. All of a sudden, there's massive amounts of beagles for adoption in Central Virginia, where the NIH and all that crap was. So make sure, Andrew and Angie, you got durable powers of attorney. And ideally, I don't know your marriage situation is, but a durable power of attorney should be set up to be in effect immediately, not with a doctor's signature or, heaven forbid, 2 doctor signatures. So we want Charlotte right now is my durable power of attorney. She could literally be running off with a pool boy going to Mexico right now, and she probably should. But she is my durable power of attorney. She has unequivocal access to my money whenever she sees fit, because she's essentially me. She has a paperwork signed, sealed, and delivered with Charles Schwab. She just says, I'm John. She doesn't have to say she's me. She just goes online, takes my money out, because the money was in my name. Because I worked. She stayed at home to raise the kids. So Andrew's got all that stuff, 100%. So Angie, make sure you get it, and make sure it's like I can't practice law. Yeah, living will, no remdesivir ever. How dare you, Jill? I'm not a lawyer. I can't practice law. I'll let California lawyers tell you what to do. I'm just telling you right now, in my experience, the biggest error I've ever seen in financial planning is the lack of a durable power of attorney. Because you're talking to a spouse, generally a woman, and I used to deal with a lot of military personnel. So a lot of these women were not Americans. They're Japanese, Filipina, Korean, whatnot, German, like Angie here. And their husband's older, and their husband didn't have their stuff in order. And you're like, and he's got Alzheimer's. I had this one case, this is 2 white people in South Carolina. And this guy was getting worse and worse and worse with Alzheimer's. and he started wanting to play. He had a huge unrealized capital gains. He called one time wanting to sell everything because he's worried about his wife was stealing his money and all that. And I had a good relationship with the wife too. And we just called him John. I said, okay, John, yeah, we can get that done. And I was like, I'm not doing it because he was going to get hammered in these capital gains. So I called his wife, freaking Marigold. I said, Marigold, John's at it again. And it was an individual account. She had no authority to stop it or anything. But I said, I'm not going to place this trade because I know he's off and on. And I said, I just can't do it. Anyway, I said, we've got to get this solved so we can put it in a living trust. So that way you have access to the money and we can name the living trust to say, if John calls in, it has to go through Marigold before the trades can be placed. And what a nightmare that was. We finally got it done though. Finally, we had to get an attorney in South Carolina and they had to get John to sign it. And he was very suspicious because when he was knee-deep in Alzheimer's, for some reason, he thought his wife was cheating on her. And she was the nicest person you ever meet. No way. He goes, I don't know why he thinks that, but man, what a freaking nightmare that was. But I do know at the end of the day, we got it done. I was working with their attorney and we got it done. It probably took 3 months. And so when I put on the file at USA, whenever John calls in to make a trade, the trust says explicitly contact Marigold to make sure she approves. And oh man, Detroit, they lost. Wait, Detroit is playing the Bucks tonight? Saturday night? No. What you talking about, man? Oh, went to a Tampa. Okay, I saw that. Gotcha. Wait, the Bucks are playing tonight, James? Oh, come on, Lions. They're playing tonight? Yeah, Detroit got smoked by. No, they got smoked by Baltimore. Baltimore smoked them. No, I can't. No, Detroit wasn't playing tonight, right? Against the Bucks. Why were they playing on Saturday night? Oh, man, Detroit's my new favorite team. Love the Lions this year. All right, I'm out. God bless. We'll see you guys. Thanks again for being here.